No. Come on, Marco. Don't be lazy. Put your pants back on. Oh, it's the last vlog of Vlogmas. I got COVID. Man, I was so close. So close to not getting COVID.
This seems like it's okay, and all we feel is day to day, we're on replay. And all these dreams where life's made are leaving out the people that we love, so slow down.
Alright, so I do want to be clear on some things. I am fully vaccinated. I have both the Pfizer and the Johnson & Johnson. Vaccines do not prevent you from getting COVID. From what I've read, it can reduce the symptoms. My symptoms were very mild. Aside from the coughing, I just felt like sleeping throughout the day. I was extremely careful in 2020. I barely left my house. In 2021, I started to be a little bit more relaxed, having had 2 vaccines. This Omicron variant is spreading like wildfire. I had heard of a handful of friends very close in my circle who have gotten it before I got it. So it wasn't a surprise, and it wouldn't be a surprise to me if everyone who hasn't gotten it yet gets it. So in this video, I'll just be talking a little bit my experience with it, how I've been dealing with the quarantine, and a summary of 2021 with Red Door, and some of the future plans for 2022. All right, enjoy the rest of the video. Today is December 31st, New Year's Eve, and I'm almost 100% confident that I was exposed to COVID exactly 1 week ago today. And I was exposed not once, but twice, both last Friday and Saturday. And so I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna get COVID. So on Monday, I take a PCR test, and this is about 2 to 3 days later. Incubation period can be anywhere between 3 to 5 days. Don't quote me on that. Please always do your own research. Don't listen to me. I'm just telling you from my experience. And my PCR came back negative, and this was on Monday. On Tuesday, I take a rapid test, and that came out positive, which made sense. And all of this is just kind of unfortunate because I had just finished recovering from a cold 1 week ago. I had some slight coughs, but none of the symptoms seemed very close at all to COVID. And I've been testing regularly every single week, PCR tests, and they've all turned back negative. And my housemates have had the similar cold as well, and me testing negative tells me that it probably wasn't COVID. So then once I tested positive on this rapid test, I noticed that I was starting to develop new symptoms again. It was a different kind of cough that was coming back. I remember the first symptoms were, it wasn't actually fatigue, that came later. It was mostly just the coughing. So the first night was just coughing. I was like, oh, this coughing's fine. It'll go away. As you can see on my table, I've got some Chinese herbal candies for throat soothing. We've got Ricola cough drops, and Mucinex, or the Walgreens store version of Mucinex. This helps a lot because it can reduce the phlegm, and it's supposed to be a cough suppressant, but the coughing was the worst for me. Not that it was like painful or life-threatening or anything, but it just impeded my sleep, and it's always the worst for some reason at night. I think a lot of people experience this, like when they're relaxed. There's got to be some medical reason for this. I just haven't bothered to look it up. But in the evenings at night before bed, coughing is the worst. I just couldn't really sleep. Yeah, so Tuesday and Wednesday night were the coughing fits. Wednesday was probably the worst. After the coughing, I developed a body ache, and I don't think I had a fever, but I had body ache and body fatigue. I was like in bed completely the entire day, I think either Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, and it's not a dry cough. I definitely have phlegm. The Mucinex is helping kind of cut down on that phlegm. Oh, and ginger tea. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have like a scratchy or itchy throat, ginger tea, you just boil straight up, raw ginger, you slice them up, and you boil them for a good 5 to 10 minutes. You can add some honey, you can add some lemon, and it's really, really great for the throat. And when I have like a cup of that right before bed, that helps a lot. But yeah, so it's a bummer. I'm gonna be spending New Year's Eve alone in my room. Yeah, but it's necessary, This variant is incredibly viral, a lot of people are going to get it. It's going to be really hard to avoid. People might think it's just like a normal cold, and they're going to go out, and a lot of people are going to get it. But, you know, if I can reduce the spread a little bit, I don't know, maybe I'm doing my part. Maybe it's all for naught. People are going to get it anyway, you know? But, yeah. I really want to go out, damn it. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my knots that I'm rolling out. So yeah, I'm just kind of staying in bed most of the time, watching TV. Oh, like I got a lot of snacks too. I got a bunch of snacks from the Asian grocery store. Yeah, I probably won't fully socially interact until I test negative twice within a 24-hour period. So I think the recommendations are, if you test negative, you should wait at least 24 hours to take another test to confirm that the negative wasn't a false negative. At that point, you should no longer have active viral cells. You shouldn't be contagious. So I'm aiming for probably around Monday is when I should probably be good. So I still have the whole weekend left. Yeah, you might be wondering what it's like to live with a house full of other housemates and how I'm kind of managing quarantine, you know, with other housemates. So we have a general rule. If I need to go downstairs to go to the kitchen, we have a mask mandate. Everybody wears masks. I still work in the office sometimes just because all my station is set up there. So normally when I'm in there, no one else is really in there as well. I'm still wearing a mask. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Haven't been interacting with a lot of housemates. It's weird because like I walk around, and because I have something that's super contagious, I almost like am super shy. Like I don't even look my housemates in the eyes. I just kind of look down, like run away. I don't know. It's funny. It's not intentional. It's just kind of like oh shit, like I should stay away if you know what's good for you. I should FaceTime more friends. This is probably a good time to catch up with some people because I am bored. Oh, I need to write lyrics for a song. I had this idea for Red Door. Basically, we are a content house. I don't like to advertise that, oh, look, we're a content house, because I don't feel like a content house. Like, we're not filming content all the time, and we're not adamant about views and things like that. I think it could turn into that eventually, but I think we're super relaxed and chill right now. Like, this Red Door TV channel is super kind of low-key, but you know, and so we're just having a good time. It's fun, and you know, we're being authentic. We're doing what we're doing. But this idea I had was, it would be funny if we did a kind of a comedy rap, since we have a bunch of comedy rappers in the community. So we got Brandon, incredible, very talented comedy rapper, and we also have Matt Carcut, who's come to visit a couple times. And you know, I dabble in lyrics every now and then. No, I don't really. Yeah, I was gonna start up a base template of lyrics about a song about Red Door and how we compare it to other content houses. It could be a little bit of a jab, kind of like a rap diss tracks kind of thing, where we compare ourselves to those other content houses and maybe poke fun a little bit here and there at some of them. I think that would be a good way for us to be put on the map, maybe just to, you know, cause a little bit of lighthearted, you know, fun controversy. It'll be so obvious that it's just a joke, we're just having fun. I think I'm starting to experience the brain fog that people are talking about. I do get some headaches sometimes, but they're very like slight. But I did want to talk about Red Door in 2021. We started Red Door almost exactly 1 year ago. January is when I started reaching out to everybody online. I had no one. It was literally just me and an idea. And the idea was, I want to create a community of artists. I myself am a dancer. I do some stand-up comedy, or I have done it in the past. I might try to get back into it, but I loved surrounding myself with other creatives. So back in San Francisco, when I managed a 2-story flat, 10-bedroom community, we would always have about 12 to 14 people living there anytime, and we hosted some of my most favorite events. So in San Francisco, we would have open mic nights, and all of my friends who had different talents would come through, and they would perform music, comedy bit, a dance performance. It was a huge variety show, and that was super inspiring to see, like, all these people with different talents taking advantage of this monthly open mic night to be like, hey, I had this talent, I had this skill that I want to hone and focus, get better at, and now I have an excuse to perform. And so that was really motivating for a lot of people. It really encouraged a lot of people to have a purpose and have a reason for practicing their trade or their craft. It was super fun to see. I missed that energy, being surrounded by other creatives. And San Francisco is mostly tech focused, so there weren't a lot of creatives that I spent a lot of time with. And the whole reason for, creating Red Door, this community, was so that I can surround myself with these people. And it would be really inspiring to me because, as a dancer, as a movement artist, and a creator, I didn't have a lot of inspiration to keep going, especially during lockdown in 2020. I spent the whole year just doing nothing. I didn't create anything. I didn't make any art. So that was pretty hard on me. And when I had this idea to put together this community, I reached out to a bunch of people on Facebook groups, specifically the Asian Creative Network, because that was the largest group that I could find that had creatives. And it was an amazing response. And from there, we, formed this online community. We met every single week and we got super close. We were like a really tight, close-knit family. And I didn't know that was possible, that you could build that just virtually only. We all talked about how, we would visit each other, fly coast to coast, and then spend some time hanging out, because we were spread out all over the country. And then I was like, wait, I'm actually serious. Like, I really wanted to get a home for us in Las Vegas. This is just where housing is just super affordable. I think it's a really great creative hub. It's super close to LA. And people were really down. They were like, oh, that's actually a good idea. Like, I'd be down to join. And so I made it happen. It was really tough, but that's kind of how I got everybody together. And once everybody moved out to Vegas, it was tough in the first couple months. We were like, what are we doing out here? What is the purpose here? What is our message? What is this channel going to look like? What kind of content are we going to make together? And everyone had such diverse backgrounds. Like, we had musicians, illustrators, artists, adult content creators. Myself, I'm a dancer. And we were like, how does all these skills combine? How do they merge? How do they complement each other? How would this portray in the channel? And eventually, it came down to, let's just highlight ourselves, like, in our raw nature, what we're trying to do to succeed in this creative endeavor. Let's just show the reality of what it's like, to be this kind of creative. Let's show the hardships, let's show the successes, the day-to-day, how we support each other, those kind of things. And I think we're starting to develop that voice. And I think in 2022, it's going to get a lot more clear, what our message is and how we're going to contribute and give back to this community, because I'm building this community not for us, but for all creatives. I want this to be a channel where people can find inspiration from, get involved. Everyone here can get involved and join our community and find others to collaborate with, help each other keep accountable, and support each other. That's really the main focus of this group, is just to support other creatives. This whole year has been incredible. Like, we've had on average 1 to 2 guests a month. The card with in front of the red door, that was our first guest, my very close friend, Betty. I thought that was a drawing of her at first twerking, but she later clarified that that's actually me twerking. We actually took a twerking class together. Every time they're here, they have a great time. I think they can really feel the energy that we have here at Red Door. There's so much creative energy flowing, and with the addition of Brian, our video editor, we've been able to push out some really good content. We're constantly improving our vlog style and our message, and we're getting closer and closer every single day. And I can feel it. In 2022 is going to be the year where I think we're going to really have a really strong voice. I'm very excited, actually. It's very likely that we might have another housemate. This addition, this person's really going to help, I believe, take us to the next level. This person's a very incredibly talented videographer, and that's been a dream of mine, is to always have an in-house videographer to capture a lot of these day-to-day moments, be able to tell these narratives, these stories. And I think this person's an incredible storyteller. I'm super excited. I think 2022 is going to be the year for Red Door TV, so please look out for that. If you've been watching along during Vlogmas, I really appreciate your support. It means a lot to us. We're creating this content so that it can be used as a resource for other creatives. It is such a unguided path, being a creative and trying to pursue that while trying to make a living. So I really hope that this sheds a light on some of that, creates some guidance and inspiration for others. So if you're looking to get involved, Check out our link in the description below for the Discord, and we'll see you in the next year. Peace.
I'm the key to you getting your power